Eagles will kick it away to start. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Motion from the wideout. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. Here's the snap, looking to throw. And that's not the way they drew it up. It's incomplete. Deep in the season, that crisp air all around you, and this feels like a must-win game, guys.
This is a game that will impact the college football playoff. It'll have conference championship implications, and it'll have bowl game implications as well. David, so much riding on the line in this one.
And you can feel it, man. You can feel the energy. The players this week, they were on high. Like, you could tell they were ready for the challenge. This is going to be an absolute showdown.
Knocked down for the tackle.
I know it's not a first down, but I still like the way they ran the football here. Just try to make the next third down manageable. Try to get it where it's not as predictable. I think the offense did a really good job being smart there, taking what the defense gave them.
And the Sooners really need to keep this drive alive on third down. Throws to the wideout. Pulls it in. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously, the throw.
There he goes. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down.
Every offense wants to be able to run the ball and be physical, especially on first down. And you want to create second and short, third and short, or just get first downs like that run right there.
Gets it out fast. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Nice catch by the big target. Those big tight ends, you can tell in football, are just becoming more and more of a weapon on every single team.
Now on second down. Back to pass. Using the quick game. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down.
You know, tight ends are such matchup nightmares and problems for defense. They're too big for DBs to cover, and they're too fast for linebackers to cover. You saw it right there.
The Sooners have it with a 1st and 10. He'll do it himself on the draw. Stop behind the line. He'll lose a yard.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
And off from the shotgun. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
That's a really good stop by the defense. Jesse, they need a few more. You've given them a bunch of yards on this drive and a bunch of plays, but all that matters is keeping them off the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's that bend, don't break mentality you're seeing right now, and this is the point where this defense has just got to lock in.
And it's incomplete on third down.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're 3rd and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage. So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
Oh, the attempt is no good. Kicker couldn't quite get it through, and the scoreboard remains the same.
And those sting for this team. I tell you what, when you drive the field against a really, really good defense and you have an opportunity to get points, you got to capitalize on them now. And that one will sting a little bit because I thought the offense did a good job moving the ball down the field.
The give on the inside. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now, listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. He's got it on the right. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st down.
Get the big-time receiver involved early in the game. That's a huge key for this offense, no matter who they're playing against. But you can see, with his size, with his ability after the catch, this guy is a weapon, and he's putting this defense on alert early.
Back to pass, it's Dykes. Fires to the wideout. Got him, and nobody's close. Touchdown, Ole Miss. Haul that baby in and then stroll into the end zone for the score.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
And the PAT makes it 7-0. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they finish with a big play, a touchdown strike from the 46. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And it'll come out to the 25, no attempt at a return. Here comes the Oklahoma offense. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. On target to the left. And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chain. Last completion got them a 1st down. Let's see what they do now. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Wants to go up top. Starting to feel a little pressure. Trying to make magic on the scramble. He was able to squirt free and pick up just a few on that one.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. And that time, quarterback, nice job buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield. Nothing there. So instead of throwing it away, getting the incomplete, just get what you can get and make this next down more manageable.
Takes it from the gun on 3rd down. Quickly complete. And boy, is he close to that 1st down. Maybe just a couple of inches short.
I mean, good news here, they get the completion. Bad news, though, not enough to pick up the 1st down. The target there, he's got to do a better job understanding where the 1st down marker is, make sure he gets the right depth on his route. Now, all of a sudden, head coach has a big decision to make.
They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs.
And this offense chooses to be aggressive. Listen, once you start getting to midfield, you see most offenses be aggressive, and they took their chance, and they failed. Now, early in the game, a chance to create momentum to swing back to the other side of the football field.
The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Under fire. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
Well, the offense taking a shot after getting the takeaway. They're in what's called the fringe area. It's not quite the red zone, but it's a good spot to throw posts, to throw goes, to throw deep corner routes, smash routes. And that's exactly what they were thinking that time. Just a little bit off on the throw. Nice play by the defense, but I love the aggressive nature that time by the O.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Back to throw, it's Dykes. Makes the grab down the middle. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. It would have been a 55-yard field goal from here, so they'll leave the offense out there and try to convert 4th and short. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. With the catch, it's Diggs. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the 4th down conversion, moving the chains easily. You always hear run the route deep enough to get the first down, but if you don't, you better fight your way there, and he did.
Yeah, nice job. And listen, catch the football, understand 4th and short, the situation, and then go get that first down. Don't dilly-dally. Don't try to make a home run play. Get past the sticks. Nice job of understanding that situation.
And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
I don't care how talented you are as a quarterback, but your accuracy always goes down when you get hit. Nice job by the QB scrambling, working to his right, but he wasn't completing that pass with that pressure.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. They'll run the counter. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of bounce, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball.
Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. Plenty of time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Dropping back, it's Dykes. Throws to the tight end. He's got it. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. We've come to the end of the period, and Ole Miss is on top. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Lots of time left, and we're ready to get back to it and open the second period. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. They'll try to get it in with the run. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Well, they're just trying to run the ball, but that time there was absolutely nowhere for the running back to go, and as a result, that's a tackle for loss.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Wide receiver going in motion. Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Looking for the goal line. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Rebels!
And how about that? His 2nd receiving touchdown of the ball game. Find ways to get your athletes the ball. They'll do the rest. That's number 2. They better start playing some better defense. Number 3 is coming soon.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Hey, guys, we've got a final in a game that just wrapped up here in the SEC. Baylor sparkled today in a dominant road win. In fact, by the 4th quarter, it almost felt like this game was being played in Waco. That's how much they took the crowd out of it. An SEC clash and an impressive showing that could be a huge confidence builder for this program. Back to you.
Hey, Kevin Connors, keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. They'll start this drive going to the air. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
And listen, as a quarterback, you're trying to find the matchup, trying to find who's open. I don't know if anybody was open, but that was not a greatly thrown football. I don't know if it was miscommunication, but the ball thrown out of bounds and just on to the next down.
Second down, they'll go to the air. They're setting up the screen. No, sirree, not this time. The defense was there and ready for that one.
Well, they try to spit it out to the running back on the perimeter of the field. You saw the speed and recognition by the defense, though, how quickly they were able to get to the back and get him down for a big loss.
On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. He'll take a deep shot here. Pulls in the deep ball. That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45.
I know this isn't the start the offense wanted. They don't have any points so far in this game, but sometimes it just takes one explosive play to turn things around. And after that beautiful completion deep for the offense, that should give them a little confidence, a little momentum. They've now got us to be able to score points on this drive.
Oh, he's got some space. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
Trying to make that rush think on the draw play here. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive.
Draws are such a smart way to take advantage of fast defensive linemen. They want to get upfield and get after the quarterback. It keeps them honest, makes them realize they got to play the run too. Great play call.
Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. He makes a grab. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be first and goal.
Third down and short is exactly what you want on offense because you can run the football, make the defense suck up, but you can also throw it. Nice execution, third and short, now set up in a first and goal situation.
First and goal, and this feels like their chance to give them a finish. They're trying to slam it in. He's going for the goal line. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown Sooners!
Down in tight to the goal line. You saw some good movement up front by the offensive line, getting a push and giving that running back a chance.
And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? And no chance at a return. Here they'll start this drive at their own 25. Ready to send the offense onto the field. They've come out smoking with touchdowns on each of their first two drives, and they're back to work now. Out of the crowd, and now he's got room. Surges across the 30, out to the 32, a 6-yard run.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
And the Rebels in a good spot here with second and short. One man in the backfield, and he gets it. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. Here comes the hurry up.
Really nice run there, picking up the first down. Now they're right back up to the line of scrimmage, ready to go again.
Here's the handoff. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Off the bootleg, wants to toss it. On a little time, lets it go. Oh, look, Ma, one hand. Met at all the makings of bug meat windshield, but how about the little corner? Taking off the big tight end and keeping it from getting the first. The Sooner fans booming. A cacophony of noise at the Palace on the Prairie on third down. Looking for a man. It's Dykes. Punts it out of the air. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
This offense is clicking, and clearly everything is working. The offensive coordinator's calling good plays. The quarterback and his unit is executing. And this defense right now, they have no answers.
Reads it, fires complete. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they'll talk it over to see if they can build on this lead before halftime. They'll line up for a second down play. They'll run it from the gun. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up. The Rebels in the hurry up. To the ground to try to pick up the first. He won't quite get to the marker, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. Less than a yard to go for a first down, and the offense will remain on the field. Defense way too anxious there, and they just hand them a first down with a penalty. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. So it's 1st and 10 after that costly defensive penalty on fourth down. Looking to throw on first down. Trying to set up the screen. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4. Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy. Defense won this battle, but I like trying to get this guy the ball in space.
Breaks into the open. Excellent job working through the air there, finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down.
Stop me when you've heard this before. First down, first down, first down. Just continuing to put first downs together. So far, this defense just can't find any answers.
And the Rebels getting set on 1st and 10. Quick completion on the out route. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one.
Nice job there. Good timing between the QB and the wide receiver executing that out route.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Pulls it and fires to the left. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
Well, that receiver's looking at his teammates like, guys, what's up? You're not going to block for me on the screen? Seriously? I just lost yards on a screenplay. How does that happen?
Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. 3rd down. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. And they did not let him reach the line to gain. It'll bring up a decision here. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Fourth down and 1, and they'll go for it. Going for the marker on the ground. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Ole Miss.
And that's the way you execute on offense, man. You keep your foot on the gas. Try to make this a 2-score game. You do with that touchdown. This offense executing beautifully. The defense is going to have to find something in the second half to get some stops.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? Wants to throw on first down. He's going for the big play. And that'll be incomplete. They tried to hit him with a big one on first down.
And it's funny, right before that play, I'm thinking to myself, I wonder if this offense is just going to play conservative here with the field position, the fact they haven't scored a ton of points so far in this game, and just run the ball and take it into halftime. No, they're being aggressive, and not just that. They're taking deep shots way down the field, but give the defense credit. They were ready for it, forcing that incompletion.
He's going to run it. He'll be forced out of bounds at the 28-yard line as this offense tries to mount a drive.
Nice job by the defense. You got to dial into your keys. You got to make sure you're reading those guys up front. They did a good job. They saw it. They pulled the trigger. They knew the quarterback had it. They weren't fooled. Strung it out. Did a nice job of limiting the damage with that QB run.
Might be calling a hot route. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Going for it all. Can't make the connection. Incomplete pass, and 1 second remains.
This is going to be a tough situation for the offense here. Late in the first half, they're trying to find a way to generate some points before going into the locker room, but the defense is ready for it. So the windows are not going to be very big, especially when you're trying to attack vertically like they did on that last one. Downfield completions are going to be tough to come by.
They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. On 4th down, trying to find his man. Complete and looking for enough for the first down. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on 4th down? That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. The Sooners will kick it off to start the second half. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the 3rd quarter.
Well, and I think defensively, you understand, like the running game isn't a big part of the plan. I wonder how they adjust and play more coverage to this pass-happy offense.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be ready if you're a quarterback then. You're probably going to see some different coverages. You might see a little bit more blitz in the second half as well, so you have to know where your answers are.
They're going to ride this running back. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical. They're trying to stay on the field.
Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
This is going to be a big key for him, David, with the lead here in the second half, running the football, right? Staying on the field and bleeding the clock.
Yeah, run the football. You're ahead. You can be a little bit more conservative. But again, this opens up the pass. This keeps everything in balance for this offense.
He's finally stopped, but not before he takes it into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 18.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This offense had so much success in that first half, so in the 3rd quarter, they come out, and the quarterback looks like he's still dealing. This has been a really nice drive. That was a really nice throw. Just keep doing what you're doing if you're on offense.
He's all the way down to the 3. An electric run has them set up. The Rebels will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. He'll keep it himself. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football.
Looking for the end zone. He's down at the 1, and they almost had the touchdown pass on that one.
Well, short completion setting up third down now. Who is your best playmaker that you can target in this area of the field?
Third and goal, and let's see if they can even operate in this noise. They're going to run it. Fighting his way for every inch, but he still needs a few more. He stopped short of the goal line.
Well, the defense got the stop there on 3rd and 1. Let's see if they can do it again here on 4th and inches, David.
I just got to find a way to fall forward, be physical. We work on this all week. You know you're going for it on 4th down.
They're going to run it. He didn't get there. 4th and goal from the 1, and they are stuffed.
Nice job by the defense on 4th down, bowing up, getting physical, stopping the run, shutting down that 4th down play. Really good job by this defense.
Guys, we'll get another look at this Oklahoma offense. Trying to start the drive with a pass. Got the back over the middle.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play a wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
And the Sooners with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. They'll go to the air on 2nd and short. And that one's incomplete. Worth taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up.
This is a situation here in the 3rd quarter this offense did not want to be in, facing a top 10 defense, one of the best units in the entire country. They didn't want to get down on the scoreboard like this and all of a sudden have to throw the football when the defense knew that was going to happen. The incompletion there is not a big surprise. This defense knows what's coming, and it's all because of it.
Oh, he just handled it poorly, and it's a fumble. Defense picks it up.
Great play by the defense. They're getting to the quarterback, knocking it loose, and falling on the fumble, and now they're giving it right back to their own offense right at the goal line.
Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. There have been a couple of missed opportunities for these offenses in the last couple of drives, Jesse.
And I think for this offense here, it'd be nice to hit an explosive play, be aggressive, and really pay off your defense's effort that last drive.
And instead of having to move the ball down the field consistently and then getting stopped on 4th downs, you're right. Create some of those explosives. Take those deep shots. Make the...
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Rebels!
And the offense continues to run the football. The 2nd rushing touchdown from the running back. The offensive line paving holes. Continue to feed this man the ball.
He'll try to tack on one more. And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Interesting matchup this week in the Mountain West, and it sure is playing out that way. Memphis needs to pick up the pace, but this puppy is far from over. And with this crowd there in Bluff City behind them, I'm kind of banking on a comeback. They're trailing by 11 to James Madison. We've got our finger on the pulse of everything in the Mountain West and all around college football, guys.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up 1.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they...
Turning it on. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a 1st down.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
Lets it fly. And he just overshot his man and threw it out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, you can see the mindset of this offense changing quickly. We're late in the third quarter. They're down on the scoreboard. They've got to get aggressive, and they've got to throw the ball if they want a chance to win this game. But the defense knows it. It's going to be really hard for this quarterback now. The windows are going to be small like it was that time throwing the incompletion.
To the air on second down. He'll pull it down and run. Able to get just a few before sliding to avoid the hits.
Hey, listen, it's important at that position to be able to be good off schedule. Everything's easy when it's on time. You get the ball out. But when things break down and they get off schedule, you've got to have a guy back there that can make the right decisions. He did exactly that.
And this offense just has to find a way to convert this third down, or else they are really in trouble. They'll try to get it through the air. Still looking on the move. It'll be incomplete. Tried to extend the play, but just couldn't find anybody open.
And you got to expect this offense to go for it again here on fourth down, right? Obviously trailing. We're in the second half, but we saw them try to go for it on fourth down early. Didn't have any success. They've got to dial up a better play here.
Facing this double-digit deficit here in the second half, almost a no-brainer to go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes the grab. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains.
And they're showing you their intentions early in the game. It's fourth down. You're in your own end.
Intercepted, and that total goes to 16.
And some defensive backs just have a way of finding the football, and he's starting to develop that. His third interception on the season, just has a good feel for playing that spot in the back end.
They'll start this drive from the 42. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. He's going for it all. Makes the grab, and he will score. Touchdown, Ole Miss.
Each and every week, I think this coaching staff does such a good job of scheming ways to get this guy the football in the passing game, and defenses can't cover him. With that last catch, this now his 10th receiving touchdown on the season.
And the extra point sails through, and they have a 35-7 lead. Looks like he's going to bring it out. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. Outside the pocket, lets it go. Intercepted. Oh, what a play. Trying to take it back. And he's going to take it all the way back. Touchdown, Rebels.
How about a game-changing play for this defense? Stepping in front of the football and knowing what to do with it, taking it all the way to the end zone.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And he knocks the extra point through the uprights. Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. He stopped dead in his tracks again. No running room to be found. They keep trying it, have had very little success. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. Fires it incomplete. probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. The play action fake. Blasted as he lets it go. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
And you thought maybe in this second half this offense could just find a rhythm, find something to take advantage of this defense, but the defense has really had their number, not putting up a lot of points, and again, an empty possession right there.
4th down and 10 and barely a thought of kicking it. They'll go for it. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Trying to escape and get it himself. Just couldn't find a hole in this defense. They were ready for him and forced him out of bounds and no gain on the play. And that decision will be questioned for a while. And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. And the play will stand after the replay booth just does a little double checking to make sure. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. A quick strike touchdown up top the last time they had it, Jesse. They'd love to do it again.
No doubt. They've got so many playmakers on the perimeter, David. Just find a way to get these guys the ball in space.
And you already started, man. Making that big play, opening up this offense. This quarterback is feeling good about himself. I wouldn't be surprised if they give it right back to him.
And the Rebels with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Corners showing press. They want to be physical here. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive 4th quarter comeback. Final stands of the game, and we'll start with the 1st down. One running back in the backfield, and he has it. He's all the way down to the 3. Showed it all on that run. He now has 91 yards on the ground so far, and he is closing in on that 1,200-yard mark for the season. The Rebels trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one.
I think one of the keys to this defense's success all season has been how good they've been stopping the run. They're a top 10 unit when it comes to rushing defense, and it's helped.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Ole Miss. They give themselves a little more cushion as they try to reel off their 4th straight win.
Points, points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns in the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
Time for this Sooner offense to go back to work. Weeks like this are tricky, but you have to respond better than they have, and I would expect they'll take a major hit in the ranking. Trying to beat the D deep. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
And the offense takes the field, ready to go back to work. They'll try the right side. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does.
There he goes. That's That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36.
I don't know if they're trying to get this guy Heisman consideration, but the fact that they're still throwing the ball at this point of the game with a lead like they have is surprising, I gotta be honest.
And the Rebels, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. Gets it past the first down marker and still running. And the explosive play, and they're on the move all the way to the 44.
And that's another productive run. This offense has had a bunch of them today, and the running back, I think this lead was built on this guy. He's done a great job all game long setting the tone, and I think that's why this offense has been successful.
They're going to go right back to him on first down.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position. You're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? They'll run it from the gun. He breaks a tackle. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
This guy's been special today. Coming into this one, they thought they had an opportunity really to get him going, running the football, and he has delivered. You've seen the speed, the vision, his ability to break tackles. Well over 100 rushing yards in this game, and that's why they have a nice lead here late.
A huge chunk play as he gets it all the way down to the 11.
Good job reading the defense by the quarterback on that RPO fake. He waited to see how the defense was going to play the run. He saw defenders bite up close to the line of scrimmage, and right away he knew he had the slant throw right in behind it.
The Rebels kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. Power football with the run. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. But, you know, talking to the coaches coming to the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things out, because this wasn't a great day.
And he moved it slightly forward. Defense played it well. Coming into this one, we wondered whether these guys were a little bit overrated, and certainly they did nothing to dispel that notion.
They were playing angry today, and I know talking to some of their players, David, coming into this game, they felt like they were being disrespected.